Okay, now we're going to do a little demonstration. I've got the 2 canister stoves set up. Again, this is the JetBoil. This was that really small backpacking stove. I've got about a ½ liter of water in each. We're going to see how they do for boiling water. Again, both these stoves are pretty easy to use. The JetBoil, everything's built into one. So I turn on the fuel. Let's do it this way. Get that going. I don't know if you can hear it. And then there's a button under here. Maybe you can hear that. This other one works kind of the same way. I've got a little remote sparker. I get this going. And now it's going full blast. I'm going to put my water on there. I'm going to set my timer, and we're going to see which one boils water the fastest. All right, we've been boiling now for about 1 minute and 45 seconds. The JetBoil is already going, full rolling boil right now, so I'm going to turn that off completely. Again, if I've needed boiling water for something like we talked about in our last video, making some rice, making some couscous, one of these freeze-dried meal, even some instant oatmeal, boom, in about 1 minute 45, I got hot boiling water. It's perfect to go. Over on this stove, still boiling, or still heating I should say, it's been about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Still got a little more time to go before this starts to boil. Alright, the ultralight backpacking stove's been boiling, or been heating for about 3.5 minutes. I got a full rolling boil here, so I'm just going to turn off the heat completely. Again, I've got super hot water. It's great for my couscous, my rice, all those other things. But again, unlike the JetBoil, which really, it's either on or it's off. It's great for getting water hot fast, but no temperature control in between. On this ultralight stove, I've got a little bit of temperature control, so if I wanted to put a skillet on here, got a little more temperature control on the lightweight ultralight backpacking stove. So that's the pros and cons of my 2 canister stoves. Let's talk about the liquid fuel stove. I've already set up the Whisperlite, and I want to point out one difference already between the canister stoves and the liquid fuel. The Whisperlite stove has a bigger cooktop than we had on the JetBoil and on the ultralight stove. If you remember, this was the pot I used on the ultralight stove, and it just barely, whoops, as you can see, it just barely fits on the cooktop here. If I get it off even a little bit, it tips over. If that happens while I'm cooking, I've got hot water spilled everywhere. So I've got to have a bigger pot. Big pot fits perfectly on there. That also means this is a better stove for cooking for a big group. If I'm cooking for a patrol, got to cook more food, bigger pot, need a bigger stovetop. So that's one benefit to the liquid fuel stove. Now I also mentioned that the liquid fuel stove, it's a little more complicated to use. So let's take a look at that. The first thing you got to do, we're going to open the fuel maybe halfway. And I'm just going to give it a prime, this little thing here, and I'm looking for fuel to come into the little dish at the bottom. Once I see fuel in there, I'm going to close the fuel on the bottle. Okay, now I've got a little bit of fuel in the dish in the bottom. I've got my lighter. Now when I light this, we're going to see fire, but all that is that fuel burning off. Now remember, I've got this valve closed. Really important you keep this closed at this stage. We're going to let this fire burn down, and once it gets really low, I'm going to start turning the fuel back on, and that actually is what ignites the burner. Now remember, I'm still not cooking. Those canister stoves, turn the fire on, or the fuel on, press the button, and off we go. Now, it's starting to burn down here. So I start to ease the flame on. I don't know if you can hear that. Maybe you can see it. But now we've got a nice flame going. And I've got a lot of temperature control here. So I get this going, I can put my pot on right here, and off I go. The other thing I have with my liquid fuel stove, with our Whisperlite kits, we have these windscreens. You can put this right around your pot like this. Give you a little more protection from the elements. Again, I've also got more fuel control, or more temperature control, so I can cook in a skillet, I can simmer water, I can boil water. If I'm cooking in cooking some bacon, some steak, some chicken, a lot more temperature control with this Whisperlite stove. Okay, let's talk about what we learned. You've got your JetBoil, great, super light, compact, perfect for a single person, but only has 2 temperatures, on and boil. Same thing, you've got your ultralight backpacking stove, even lighter, even more compact, got a little more temperature control, but really still only works for a single person. And then you've got your Whisperlite, your liquid fuel stove, a little more reliable, especially in those extreme conditions, and much better for cooking for a larger group. So next time you're doing your meal planning for our next backpacking trip, think about not only how you're going to cook, but how many people you're cooking for and what you want to cook, and then make the decision of which kind of backpacking stove is right for your group. That's your Scoutmaster tip for the week.